All right. Great update this month. The side project game, which is now has more updates than probably the main project did. I've been able to play through it in its entirety twice. So it is there. I guess feature complete, I guess you could say. Um, there are a few little things I want to add, like the credits aren't really done or really attributed correctly. I'm not going to show that. Um, and then I want to add the time, which I think will be easy, but who the hell knows? Uh, it sounds something very simple, and then it's going to be something the engine doesn't do, like isn't able to get native. I don't know. It's gonna be some nonsense. I want to put the date because when I was playtesting, it started to become confusing when I had like multiple day fives. I'm like, where, who, what is what? Which one is it? Because I played through it. I did like a full test of everything, um, from the beginning to end, right? And that was also the first time I tested days 8, 9, and 10. And so I had to load the game a bunch or more often. And it was minorly annoying. And then the next day I played the whole game again. And it's like, oh, I have all these files. And now I'm trying to figure out which day 5 am I saving to? Which one am I loading to? It was annoying. But this works totally well. I like it a lot. I can't still show the end or anything like that. Even this is from day 9, and I'm fine showing like there's a boss fight at the end. And I'm still waiting on a title screen from my friend at work, but it's kind of in a weird spot. Like there's the secret ending that I want to get to, and then like a minor secret ending that is half done. And then it is all about making a trailer or putting it on itch, which is a really cool place to be. But honestly, it's like so much less exciting to sit down at my desk and like, what am I gonna do on my game? Let's see. And the answer to that be, oh, I'm gonna do website nonsense. I'm gonna update the page for it. Like, oh, that doesn't sound fun. And some of that stuff is done already on at least a very basic level. But I don't know. That's less exciting to me. The kind of administrative stuff. It doesn't even feel like work. It just feels like, I don't know. Maybe it does feel like work. Maybe that's what it is. It actually feels like work, whereas working on the game is more fun. But I would say, going back to the actual thing, I was very happy with the pacing of the game, especially probably the first like 5 days. I was a little worried, and the game's about 2 hours long. I don't know how long it would take a real air quote person to do, because when I'm playtesting, I'm fighting every enemy, so it does take a little longer, but also I know where to go, so that should speed it up. So we'll see. But I want to give this to a couple of my friends and have them test things out and see how it goes, and then put it on itch. I mean, this is a free project. I just want to get it out there, and then I can finally get back to the Resident Evil one 6 months later. I might be more than 6 months, actually. Don't tell anybody. But this was overall, like, I like how everything came out for the most part. I think in my head, the conceptualization for the story kind of hinges on the plot twists that happen towards the middle here, like 5, 6, 7. And in my head, when I was first conceptualizing the story, I don't know. I think I found it more interesting then. But it's also one of those things, like, I've been working on this for months, right? and you end up going like, yeah, whatever. I think if you don't, obviously I know the whole plot, but if you don't and you're going in and playing it, I think it would be more compelling. And so that's why when I say I'm happy with the pacing of the first 5 days, it is really because you need to get to day 5 to really start seeing what's going on more clearly, and then get to day 7, like get through day 7 to be like, okay, I see everything. Where is this gonna go? And that's deep into the game. So when the first 5 days really go by quickly, you don't feel like you're stuck doing some nonsense. Everything is either very quick or very relevant to you when you're playing it. I'm happy with that. I'm also really hoping the subtle, like the changes are so subtle. Like look how the world map changes throughout the days. I guess it stops changing after that. That's really cool. It's one of those things I'm always interested in games. I don't know if it's never really made me want to replay something, but there are a bunch of little things like these map changes that you wouldn't notice, but it's going back and knowing what's going on, going back into the story and being like, why the hell is this here? Oh, that's why this is here. A lot of this stuff could seem like mistakes. Like if you look at like these trees, these trees are different than these trees, right? And they're like that on purpose. And then they change here to be the correct trees. That is intentional, right? And so it's things that might seem like mistakes, or like the map is a freaking square, but I change it. You know what I mean? And that's intentional as well. It looks so much better not as a square. Go figure. The square is not a good look. Just a big freaking postage stamp. But yeah, that's where we're at. I can't talk about. I do want to do like a full playthrough of it and give like a commentary over the whole thing. It was really fun to sit at my desk and use the Xbox controller, which I think I talked about last month. That's just really, I don't know, there's something cool about that. To be able to play your whole game just sitting there, pressing buttons. But what was I saying? Oh, what's left? That minor change to the save screen. Then I want to endings. I want to play through the game twice more. And then I want to get it out. I want to play through it once more, get it out to other people. I'm looking for sticking points because there are a few instances, even early on, like the first day, you're meant to interact with a bunch of these things. And so I think it's this one. Nope, it ain't that one. Must be this one. You need to interact with a total of 7 things, or at least it adds up to 7. So like interacting with this gives you 1 point. And then this, just based on a bunch of time going by, will give you 5. So even if you don't know what you're doing, you have to interact with 2, and you can't find anything, interact with 2 things, and it took you 3 minutes, it'll trigger the event. But like this gives you 1, this gives you 2. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 4, 5, 6, 7. Gives you exactly 7. And I'm considering adding more here because I feel like people are going to go to the cabinets. But I don't know. They're going to go to the bed. You're going to interact with the bed. I'm not sure. So there's moments like that, or walking around the town. Like in day 3, there's you have to talk to people, right? And when you talk to enough people, the time of day changes, which is one of my favorite effects in the game. The time of day changes and the guard goes out and he just walks on his little route and he lights the fires and then he goes back to his post. But I don't know if I should also add a thing of like, of the character saying, oh, I should go check on them now. And actually, that's a good idea. I probably should. You can just do it right here. This is literally it. Just add a thing right here. I think I will do that. But anyway, I'm looking for points along those lines that people might get stuck at or get like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. And there are like every instance of that I've tried to have the characters tell you, we are going to do this. We need to do this. Talk to us when you're done, you know. But it's still hard to know what people will do. And I don't want someone to get stuck. It's not meant, you're not meant to get stuck. You're meant to go talk to the people and leave. And if you don't know when to leave, do you ever try to leave? It's one of those weird paradoxical things. Like, it makes sense to be like, well, I talked to everybody in town, I should leave now. But if you don't tell people, hey, you should leave after you talk to everybody, do you know to do it? I don't know. Just something I was thinking about. And I'm excited to... Oh, I was talking about Resident Evil game. I'm excited to get back to Resident Evil inspired game. Because I learned a lot doing this. There's little code segments I learned, but there's also... Like, so much of this game, it's probably an hour of cutscenes. Like, it has to be. There's almost all of it is cutscenes. So I learned a lot doing that, doing pathing and just how some of the systems within the engine work natively, and then some how they work not natively through manipulating the code, which is going to be very beneficial, I think. A lot of ideas or things picked up along the way, I think, will help a lot. That's really it. I don't want these videos to be super long. I just woke up. I'm recovering from being sick because of, I'm blaming the flu shot. Is it the flu shot's fault? I don't know. But someone's got to be blamed. Okay? And it ain't me. It's the flu shot's fault. And that's it. I really have to cough, so I'm going to end the video before I have to pause it and cough everywhere. It's really how things have to go.